Hey guys, what's up? It's RDiK here, or Old School Duelist 12, whatever you call me, and welcome back to an interesting Friday video. So, I wanted to do something a tad different, and I wanted to talk with you guys about just what's going on with the channel, because I did a review last week of Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and this channel is just very confusing, so I'm going to rant about this for a second, because I've had some thoughts on my mind. And I've kind of talked about it on the podcast, but I don't want. I'm also going to be changing things on the. I'm also going to try and do something different on the podcast as well. Just a lot of changes because I really want to figure out what the fuck is going on with this channel and what I want to do with it. So a while back, I did a video called "I'm Quitting Yu-Gi-Oh!" And that video basically stated that I'm going to be basically stop doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff on the channel, and I'm going to be switching to Pokemon. Well, I did Pokemon for a little bit. I tried to do some Pokemon stuff, and I realized how hard it was to do Pokemon videos. But, I mean, when I do get a Pokemon video, it is fun. Like, it is kind of cool. But here's the thing with Pokemon videos. At least right now, to do a Pokemon video, I kind of, like, for competitive Pokemon, you need to be able to record yourself doing, say, a Wi-Fi battle or something like that. I can't do that. I can't focus on competitive Pokemon videos. And it's really hard for me to come up with, like, I don't know, I guess relevant topics for Pokemon to talk about. Just because there's so many Nintendo stuff. There's so many video game stuff. And stuff like that. It's just really hard for me to come up with interesting content for you guys. I mean, yeah, I could just do coverage and stuff like that, but there's so many other channels, and with YouTube, it's so hard to make your mark and make yourself stand out from the rest of the other channels, because if I'm just doing Pokemon coverage, then I don't know, it just kind of gets buried, and for the fact that I'd only be doing one Pokemon video a week, and that's extremely hard to do. It's really hard to make an interesting Pokemon video that's going to stand out from the rest, as well as once a week. If I was doing daily content, that would be different. Like if I was doing daily Pokemon content, and right now I just don't have the time to record daily content, and make it interesting, because a lot of, like, just my styling of videos that I was doing for Pokemon, it was short 5-minute scripted videos. This also I was trying to stick to. Just like my big videos. Friday was like my big upload day, and then like the week was kind of just like Monday was the streams, Wednesday was the podcast, and then Friday was my big upload day. If I was doing more than just wanting to do Pokemon stuff, then I could do scripted stuff. Friday be the big weekly upload for scripted stuff. But I usually set aside one day for all my OSD stuff, and that day is usually Friday, or it's usually Monday. I stream, I record, I stream the pod, stream/record. I do a live recording of the podcast, as well as I record the Friday video. It's a lot, and I get off work at 4. On a normal day, I get off of work at 4. And that's going to be changing. I mean, I got a big project coming up for work, so it's going to take some time away from that as well, so I don't know how much that's going to happen. I'm going to try and record a video for Monday, because once that big project comes up, it'll be a Monday night that it starts. I'm literally working a full day on Monday, like from 8 a.m., get off at, like, I don't know, like 4-ish or something like that, take a nap and go back. I don't know, or something similar to that, or take a nap, take a break in the middle of the day, and then go back to work until like 10, 11 o'clock. I'll be working a fucking long-ass day, probably a 16-hour day. So it's gonna suck. It's really gonna suck. But, it's whatever, I guess. I don't know. It's my life right now is very stressful. It's very how do I put it? It's very just full of so much. I honestly barely have time for friends, because I'm trying, between work, trying to find a better job. I mean, I'm not saying my job's terrible. It's a decent job. I get paid, I guess, decently, but it's want to find something better, something that just pays more. Unless YouTube picks up out of nowhere, just like picks up, and I can, work my current job, and then on nights do internet stuff, I guess, like continue YouTube, do streaming like stuff like that. Then I could make a decent living doing that, and I honestly would be happy with that, because then at that point I spend 2 to 3 nights a week. Like if YouTube picked up, I would try to make more frequent content, between the podcast, doing videos, and trying to stream. I probably would try to do maybe 2 to 3 videos a week, plus streaming, plus the podcast. So it would just be I would try to make a full Monday through Friday worth of content. And I could probably do it in, 2 to 3 days, like per week. Like I could do all the recording, sit down, do it all 2 to 3 days per week. And it's hard. Being a YouTuber is hard. It's definitely hard. It's a lot fucking harder, especially, it's like, say I started YouTube. I, was passionate about it, say 5 years ago, and I stuck with it. And I, was doing stuff that was trying to get attention, because YouTube wasn't giant. It wasn't the massive platform as it was 5 years ago. It was, 5 years ago, it was roughly picking up. So yeah, that was a thing. That was something that happened. So, but now if you want to be a YouTuber, you have to be out there. You have to have very interesting content. You have to post frequently. And if you're not posting frequently, like say you are doing weekly stuff, it has to be fucking engaging, has to be important, and I don't have that time right now. I just don't. I don't know. It's really, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just in a really weird situation right now where I'm just stressed. I'm just constantly stressed. And it sucks. It really fucking sucks. But anyways, back to the channel. Literally the point of this video is that there is going to be a lot of changes. I don't know. I might be, I'm just going to be, testing the waters, basically. I'm going to be rolling out some stuff, rolling out some videos, making some content that is, just a little bit, I guess, better, or like just a little bit, more frequent, more interesting. And I'm going to try, I don't know, I kind of want to go back. I've talked about this on the podcast. I literally talked about this on the previous podcast. Yugioh, when I was doing Yugioh on the channel, it worked. It worked. I got views. I got a consistent amount of views. On deck profiles, I'd get anywhere from 20 to 100 views. Being someone who has under 100 subscribers, I would do anywhere from 20 to 100 views, depending on the deck profile. And then, depending on the topic, the Yugioh topic, when I would do rants or like different discussions, I would get, I'd still get around 20 views roughly. And yeah, it's just really hard. It's just, and the biggest reason why I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And stopped doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff is because Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking expensive. It's expensive to play. So, and I just can't just keep doing deck profiles because I'll have to keep buying cards. And if I want to do a top meta deck, it's going to have to be someone who's topped or something like that. If I'm doing a rogue deck, that's one thing. I could probably spend anywhere from, 20, or I honestly could spend anywhere from 10 to 50 bucks, build a decent rogue deck, throw it on the channel and stuff like that. But then I also have to do duels. I also have to keep up with the meta. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't want to stick with the meta because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten so boring for me. It's still fun when I play with friends and stuff. It's still fun. I still enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With friends. But when I'm playing competitively, it's just fucking boring to me. And the main reason is because of how, I guess, because the meta has become so much more accessible, it's still expensive to build the decks, and you're going to end up, if you want a competitive meta deck, you're going to probably spend anywhere from maybe $100 to $200 on the meta deck. That's still significantly expensive just for a deck that's probably going to last. I mean, granted, the decks that have been around, they've been around for quite a bit. But, you know, you're going to spend anywhere from $100 to $200. Yes, it's an investment that could, you know, make you go so further in the game. So if you know what you're doing, you learn what you're doing, you're going to go so much further in the game if you spend that money on the cards to get in. Sometimes, you know, depending on the cards you're playing, it might be $200, so then the deck ends up costing probably $400 to build, and that's even more money. And like, I just don't have that type of money right now. I just don't. But it's like, it's just so frustrating, because when you play competitively, you run into a lot of the decks that are just like the same. And I get it. I get that 100%. Like, that is kind of the point of being competitive. You want to build the best thing, the best deck, the best, you want to have the best, you want to be the best. But, like I said, it's boring and frustrating to me. I have a lot of fun at locals. When I go to locals and stuff like that, depending on the day, like some days I run into, you know, I'll run into the same deck, the same like deck 6 times in one fucking locals, and it's fucking annoying to me. And that's where I'm just like, that's where it sucks me out of the game, and I get frustrated, because if I lose to it, maybe I'll learn from my I'll learn from my mistake from the previous duel, but then they might throw something else at me that I don't fucking know about. And then it's like, I gotta learn more about this one deck. And then I'm focusing so much on this one deck, I'm focusing so much on this one deck that I don't learn about the other decks, and then I have to go learn about the other decks too, and I gotta keep all the knowledge on the other decks. It's frustrating. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! To me is frustrating and boring. That's why I'm trying to switch to Pokemon. Biggest reason, the biggest fucking reason, is it's so much more cheaper to play. It really is so much cheaper to play. You spend $60 on the game. It used to be 40, but it'll turn into 60 because of, you know, being on the Switch. But you spend $60 on the game. That's it. Unless they all of a sudden decide to do DLC for Pokemon, which I don't think they're going to do DLC for Pokemon. If they do, cool, I'll be excited for that. But until that happens, I'm only making a one-time payment of $60 to play the game. And if you don't own the Switch, you could spend, you know, $200 now because of the Switch Lite. You spend $200 on a Switch. Boom, you have a Switch. It's handheld, you know, it's handheld only. It's, you know, the one-time payment of the console, and you have access to so many other games. And to play Pokemon, in total, you spend about $260. One-time payment. And that's it. And Yu-Gi-Oh! If you play series competitively, over a decade, or not even a decade, over, say, 6 months, you're going to spend 10 times that. Just because of new cards, new sets. Say, hey, this new card comes out, you need 3 of it, it's really good. Oh, hey, it's $100. Boom, you're spending $300 on 3 cards. And oh, hey, you also need to build this new awesome, amazing meta deck. Oh, hey, the main core of it costs about $150, $200 to build it. Look, that's $500. We'll just round it up, $500. And that's on 3 cards and a main core of a deck. That's not even the full deck. And then you have to go spend, you know, $50 on the extra deck. So now you're at $550. Look at that. You're already spent double what it costs to play Pokemon, or what it's going to cost to play Pokemon competitively. And you're basically, it's going to be the norm cost because, you know, about a month and a half as of recording this video. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And I'm sorry for ranting. I'm sorry for not putting an engaging video. You know, last week I put a 5-minute video for a review for an amazing game, for a game I had a ton of fun on. The podcast, you know, happened this week, and it was a really, really chill episode of the podcast where I'm just talking, just ranting for a minute. But it's just a tad frustrating, like I said. Pokemon, cheaper. To me, it's a little bit more fun and engaging because, say, you don't feel like playing competitive that day. You could play, you could build a casual team, go have some fun, build a fun team. Like, say you build my Snorlax Boom team. That's a fun team. It can actually withstand something, and it's all about skill. That game is completely about skill and a small bit of RNG. You play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's about 40-60. And the 60 is the RNG. And I'm telling you, that's the part that'll frustrate a person so much. And someone I can say, well, just get good, build your deck better, spend a little bit more money. Then it goes back to, I don't have the fucking money. So, yeah, sorry for if I made your ears feel weird. So yeah, it's just, it's frustrating to me. Like, I'm getting ready, as of right now, I'm getting ready for the final online competition for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I'm having fun doing it, like, because they have allowed literally every Pokemon in the national decks for this competition. It's a fun online competition that'll happen. I can go play hardcore competitively. I can go to a locals or something, or a bigger event for Pokemon and have those hardcore intense moments. Or I can go to a locals and be like, do I feel like playing, having a casual team going in? Yeah, I'm gonna have a casual team, have some fun, play Snorlax Boom. Or I can play an online competition where I do 15 matches for 3 days, play 15 matches play 3 days, 15 matches each day, 10 to 15 depending on the competition. And I just play a fun fucking game. It's probably a good 30 minutes to an hour of sitting down doing these matches. And, I play online competitions. They're usually fun because you have the intermediate, they do the event competitions, like they do like a Halloween's thing. If it's going on, they'll do like a spring festival competition. You can either play casually fun, and you won't get, and you can you could play these fun teams and still do good, or you can play these hardcore teams and do good. Like, it literally can go either way. Like Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do that. You play a casual rogue deck and you don't do good. You play a hardcore competitive deck and you do good. There's no in between there. There literally is no in between. Every once in a while, there's that one person, like say a new set came out and they're like, I played this deck that came out in the set, and it's probably gonna be a one-time thing. Probably gonna be a one-time thing, because it'll be like, this new deck came out, or this new archetype came out. No one really knows what it does, so I cheesed my way, got top 8. You play Pokemon, it's like the meta's always changing, because someone will find some cheesy thing to do in Pokemon, and it becomes part of the regular meta. That fun, casual thing becomes regular meta stuff. And Pokemon takes absolute skill with a small bit of RNG. There is very little RNG in Pokemon competitive play. And I don't mean to shit on Pokemon right now. I don't mean to shit on Yu-Gi-Oh! It still is a good game. It still is a fun game when you're not dealing with absolute bullshit. But when it comes to Pokemon, you can deal with absolute bullshit and still have fun with it. Trust me. I've been there plenty of times where, I'll be like, I'm going to play Victini because it's a fucking event where Victini is allowed. For some weird reason, this competition, I can play a Victini. I'm going to play a Victini, people are going to play Victinis, and you're going to be like, I didn't know Victini could do that. That's cool. And then people play Victini. Granted, Victini is actually not allowed in VGC. An actual high tier VGC, Victini is not allowed. Anyways, but people didn't play Mungus for a while. People didn't play Lunala for a while. And I'm like, oh, I can play Lunala? Cool. Play Lunala? Oh, this is dope. I'm actually winning matches. Like, this is a cool thing that's now in Pokemon. They allowed Mega Rayquaza, and you have fun with Mega Rayquaza. Like, I'm use Dragon's Ascent. Boom. I'm a Mega Evolution. Oh, look at that. You beat me. You beat my high-tier Pokemon with your Pokemon that I didn't think I could lose to. But you outskilled me. In Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, I drew a dead card. Because I drew that dead card, doesn't matter. You could have a fucking $500 deck. You could have the best deck. You could have the top cards. You could be the best player. You draw one bad card. You're just like, okay, I lost. Perfect example. Perfect example. And I'll end this rant in a little bit. But perfect example. Worlds. I can't remember what year it was, but it was Worlds. The guys were playing spot on the same deck. He got second place because he bricked both games. Tell me that's not fun. Tell me that's not fucking fun. It's not. Spoiler. Pokemon, that's not going to happen in Worlds. You have to literally miss every single attack. You are going to be able to outskill your opponent and not run into brick hands. You're not going to be like, every Pokemon in that round missed. That is a 1 in a million chance that every attack is going to miss and nothing is going to go your way. That you just completely get just shit on 100% in Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! That is going to happen every 1 in 8 games. You're going to just get... Your deck is going to just take a shit on you and be like, you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, you want to win this top tier event? You want to win Worlds and be the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Player for 2019? Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're not doing that. It's just, I don't know. I got frustrated with myself when I was sitting there, because I was sitting there today and I was trying to figure out a video, and that's the thought that came to mind. So I thought I'd make a video about it. So yeah, that's the thing that's happening. Next week I'm gonna try something new. I guess it's not really new. I'm gonna post some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. It's gonna be my test run of putting Yu-Gi-Oh content out for the week. I mean, obviously the podcast and the stream is still gonna happen, but I'm gonna put Yu-Gi-Oh content out for the week. But thank you guys for listening to my rant. I'm sorry for wasting your time on Friday, but I wanted to rant about it, and that is what I wanted to do for my Friday video. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day thing, or whatever. Next week won't be like this, guys. It'll be more energetic and more fun. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day thing, or whatever.
We'll be right back.